Here we go then to the Hungary ring. Completely coincidental that the real life race and the DRS and the Blobby Monday race all should happen within 48 hours of each other. So let's see what we've got in store today. Do come and say hello in the chat if you're watching.
Hello.
Hello to that Ginger93 in the chat. Good evening.
How are you?
Yeah, very well. Off to Spain in the morning. So, just getting everything packed. You might even see my bag behind me. Just getting packed up and ready to go. A couple of races, usual Monday night commentary streams tonight. And yep, very early in the morning leaving. So, not much sleep tonight. And then.
Good evening, X.
Good evening to Stacey in the chat. Hello. Just saying how I'm not going to get much sleep tonight because I am leaving around 3 o'clock in the morning for an early flight over to Murcia. Then a few days there and quick trip to Berlin and then home on Sunday and back to work. So it should be fun, and then back here on a Monday as usual for the double header of racing action. Hello to Magnatex in the chat and Bazza in the DRS chat. Good evening everybody, hope we're well. Max is on his way out, as is Simon and Sainsy. I've not even put the track map up, I'm slacking. Simon will be the first one onto a hot lap. Here we go with Sime, and let's go on board for the first hot lap of the session with Sime in the Mercedes. Former champion, of course, and always right up there. Maybe struggled a little with the transition to the new game, but still remains a lively contender. Very easy to invalidate going wide on that corner. That's where the track limit warnings will happen later on in the race. A few more of them flying around now. Can't have that apex too much because of the barrier. And up towards the line, a 1:16.1 for Sime. Max is also on a hot lap, look out for him. In fact, he has invalidated. So nothing doing for him. Sainsy 1:16.5 for P2 at the moment in the early going here. Almost everybody out on track. As Colin goes fastest, 1:15.9. Senna 1:17. Joker now 1:15.8. Aston Martin really flying this season. Easy Life 1:28. He's going to have to do a lot better than that. Ruznicka 1:16.9 in that. Senna pulling a second off in the first sector. So this one could well be a big improvement from his current time. Aston Martin really flying this season. 1 and 2 again at the moment. They were 1 and 2 in moments of the race last week. Colin eventually falling foul of some bad luck. Max goes fastest by over a second. 1:14.7 for him, 1:15.2 for Senna, and that's P2. Really good stuff from Max and Senna. Easy Life's improved to a 1:18. Mr. Pickle and TMK and King Kong are all on the board in the 1:16s. .50 Gent, he is now going again and pulling a lot of time off what I can assume was a Swanton style double out lap. Because he's going to come round the final corner, and 1:17.4 puts him ahead of Easy Life, but nobody else at this point. Nobody else who has set a time. TMK 1:15.7 up to P3. Good stuff from him. Simon has split the Aston Martins now with 1:15.9. Here comes Skippy to the line, 1:17.6 between 50 and Easy Life. Smug's on his way. Swanton on an out lap. Colin improves ahead of Joker and Syme.
I hope the McLarens don't run the Red Bull off track, rolling on the floor laughing.
Well, we shall see. Smug with a P3, 1:15.6. Good stuff from Smug. Craggy is out there now. Sloth as well. Craggy victorious last week. And we'll hope to be up there again this week. Skippy up to P10 there. A few others yet to come out, including Speedy and Roddy. Hammer is now on his way, and Craggy goes pole, and it's only just, look at the margin, just 100th of a second. Craggy takes provisional pole. Sloth is in there on a 1:17. Swanton's on his way round, as is the Hammer. So Swanton 1:19, yeah, that's going to be a double out lap for him and Hammer as well. So he did a 1:27.9. Roddy the Kid yet to join us, and Speedy Bullet there getting out of somebody's way as he's on an out lap. TMK's back out there. I'm hoping for as few incidents as possible in the Blobby Monday race, because like I say, I am leaving the house at 3 o'clock in the morning. Good evening to Crispy Flannel in the Kick Chat. As he looks forward to his debut in Blobby Mondays later on. I was with TMK, now I'm with Joker. And he's slightly down on his time, so Swanton's right up there now, 1:15.1. P3 for Swanton. Sainsy well over his time. Let's see Speedy Bullet, as he's not set a time yet. Roddy the Kid yet to join us as well. So Speedy Bullet round the final corner. And a 1:16.9 puts him in P15. Roddy the Kid is now joining us. Max runs very wide there. Easy Life improves ahead of 50 Gent. Didn't see what Max's time was through sector 2, but he might be off back to the pit lane or having another go. He's going around for another go anyway. That was well done on this occasion. Senna slightly down. Simon validates. Smug is up. Smug is up, and he could be climbing up. Round the final corner comes Smug, and improves to P4 with a 1:15.2. Good stuff from Smug. Craggy and Max both out there. I'll go with Max first as he tries to chase down the pole time. Most are in the pits now with 5 minutes to go. Max into sector 3 and into the pit lane. And almost crashed into the pit wall. That was a close one for Max. Craggy half a second over his time, so he's not improving at this stage. Smug will be on his way back in. See if Senna's having another go here. No, he isn't. Hammer is back out there, but needs to make massive improvements. He's about 10 seconds off the pace of his nearest rival on the current timings. And Roddy the Kid does a 1:18.2. So 7 seconds back. Four minutes remaining. You would expect most to come back and have another go. Hammer, that's much better. 1:16.4, that's P14. And he had a bit of a nightmare last week on his return, but that is a very good, solid lap. He's out-qualified his teammate there. For the moment, because Sainsy is on an outlap, but it's P14 at the moment for the Hammer. So we have the top two in the 114s. We have 3rd to 9th in the 115s. 10th to 17th in the 116s. And then a couple of them in 117s and Roddy in the 118s. He's on his way back to the pits, it seems. A few others are out now on hot laps, including King Kong. Remember, the only constructor with 2 cars in the top 10 is again Aston Martin. They are 8 and 9 at the moment. McLaren's bookending the session. 2.5 minutes remaining. Kong is going over his time, so we'll have a look at Sainsy. He's also going over his time. Let's see TMK. Is he improving? No, he's well. No, he's just starting his lap, so we'll see. He's improving. Is TMK. TMK, can he hold it together and climb up this grid? 1 minute or so left now. TMK does improve ahead of Syme. P6. 1:15.5 for TMK. A few others now on their way, including Swanton and Senna. It's all getting a little bit crowded out there, as you'd imagine, in the last minute of the session. And there are only 3 of them left in the pit lane. I don't think they're going to be coming out to do another go. Swanton 4 seconds over. He's just making his way round to try and start a lap. Senna, meantime, is over his time, so he's going to start another lap. No, he isn't. He's pulled to the side, so Senna has done enough. We'll have to see where he ends up. Colin is out. Colin's out. I believe he retired on track there. And now there's all kinds of blockage in Sector 1. Son, there's a big crash now. Was that Sainsy? Yes, it was. Sainsy's off the track. I think a Red Bull has also gone off the track just to get out of the way. The checkered flag flies. Let's see if we can catch people over the line. Rouge Nico goes over the line, no improvement. Sloth ends in P12. There's Kong gone over the line. Craggy 1:14.3. Can Max do anything about it? We shall see. Red Bull taking a very wide line there. Can Craggy get to pole? No, he cannot. Swanton's well down. Senna we saw not starting the lap. Mr. Pickle was one of those doing a very wide line, and Sainsy was off the track, so that is going to be it. And it's Craggy that takes pole from Max. McLaren showing almost real life levels of dominance. Max, who of course it's strange to not see in a Red Bull. Then the ownership duo of Swanton and Smug on the second row from Senna and Colin, and TMK Syme, Joker and King Kong. Okay, so Craggy with the pole position from Maxwell in second. Swanton and Smug with Senna, Colin, TMK, Syme, Joker and King Kong rounding off the top 10 ahead of Mr. Pickle, Sloth, P13 for the hammer. Great job from him. Ahead of his teammate Sainsy in 14th. Then it's Skippy and Rouge Nico. Speedy Bullet, Easy Life, 50 Gent and Roddy the Kid. So McLaren's first and 20th. We will have a bit of a pause and then I will take you through the tyre selections on the formation lap. But while we look at the pit wall, I will get some standings.
Well done on Craggy, thumbs up, medium skin tone.
Bazza says well done to Craggy for the pole position. The championship standings at the moment see Craggy at the top from Swanton and Max. Craggy with a healthy lead already. The pro standings, Swanton's a little closer to Craggy. And the pro MC Sloth leading the way. But Joker and 50 right on his case. And Ferrari lead the way in the Constructors' Championship from Mercedes. Aston Martin, McLaren and Red Bull all chasing behind. With V-Carb at the moment at the back. Get your predictions in the chat, folks. I've got about 400 notifications from all the drivers who are streaming live. Get your predictions in the chat, folks. Is it going to be another Craggy masterclass? Or do we think Max is going to make something happen? Smug drove superbly last week for third. Can he keep up the podium habit? Swanton and Syme, previous champions, of course. Joker P2 last week, which is excellent for a Pro-Am, of course. Can he and Colin continue their climb in the Constructors' battle? All will be revealed. It looks dry in Hungary. With this 35 lap race that is upcoming. Don't forget, formation lap will go through the tyre selections. And then at 10 PM we're back again in Hungary for reverse grid sprint. Blobby Mondays, week 4. I think it's week 4. Is it week 4? Not sure if it's week 4. I think it might be. Week 3 here, week 4 in Blobby Mondays. I think that's right. Where what will throwing Orion Lemons and Alex in Racer into the middle of the pack do? And it will be the middle of the pack, despite it being a reverse grid sprint, as some drivers didn't finish or didn't drive last week will be behind. Craggy predicts Max will do a Verstappen. Well, that's very interesting. By do a Verstappen, I assume you mean crash into a Mercedes, get forced off the track by a McLaren, and generally moan. Which is what Max really seemed to do yesterday. There we go then. Wire stuck. Shit. I've got a stuck wire. Oh dear, things have fallen off now. 1 second. Stupid thing. Apologies folks, wire. Now that'll ruin that. Sorry about that folks. Mostly mediums is the answer for the tyres. With the top 7 all on mediums, Simon goes for hards. Difference of opinion at V-Carb, where Hammer is the only one on the softs. Sainsy goes for hards. And then a mix of mediums and hards at the bottom end of the grid, with each row sporting a different set. But mainly mediums, as I say, the front runners. It's a 35 lap race, I believe. So, oh, TMK's been disqualified for something on that formation lap, so he's been reset to the grid. The leaders now make their way to the grid, at which point I hope I get a nice camera angle for the start. Max has been disqualified for his parking. Let's see who else suffers that fate. Joker. Is it going to give me this awful view at the back? It probably is. In which case I'm going to try and go on board with someone. 5 lights. Out they go. Bit of a pause and away they go. Max really got away badly and Smug had a great start. Smug's into the lead. Into the lead goes Smug from row 2. Craggy got caught out a little bit, but is now trying to fight it back around the outside. Max and Swanton in behind from Senna. Craggy retaking the lead, or is he? Side by side. Max is in there as well. This could end really badly. Everybody just about getting through. Craggy and Max wheel to wheel. This is what we thought would happen. But we didn't expect Smug to overtake both of them off the line. Through the chicane together go Craggy and Max. They're still side by side and still side by side. Craggy and Max. Max gets in front. Max gets in front of Craggy for P2. Then look at everybody just in behind is Swanton and Senna. Collins there. A few lockups, but nobody going off at the moment. Everybody getting through there okay. Bit of a slow start from Roddy at the back, but Smug leads them away. Into the pits comes 50 Gent and Roddy the Kid. So maybe an incident there as Craggy goes up the inside of Max. Craggy and Max side by side again. And Craggy now takes P2 back. Swanton right there as well. 1 or 2 stop medium hard or medium hard according to Amazon. We will see. 50 Gent and Roddy the Kid have already made a stop. Smug from Craggy, Max, Swanton, Senna, Colin, TMK. Mr. Pickles up to 8th ahead of Joker and Sime. Then King Kong, Sloth, Skippy, Sainsy, Hammer, Speedy Bullet, Rouge Nico, Easy Life, 50 Gent and Roddy. What a start it was from Smug. We were on board with Max, who just didn't get off the line, and Smug straight through. Excellent start from him. Reaction time on point. Craggy sets the fastest lap of the race. That's beaten by TMK. As they all try and make moves here, and Craggy with DRS is going to come around the outside of Smug and sweep round into the lead. This, of course, is where Max went off trying to pass Lewis yesterday, before losing composure and crashing into him. But Craggy gets the move done and back into the lead. 50 Gents in the pits again. It's a second pit stop in as many laps for 50 Gent, and something's obviously gone wrong there. I'm thinking maybe they didn't fix his wing, that he's going to be very lucky to pick up anything from there. Really good start to the race. Craggy now starting to create a gap to Smug, who's got Max trying to go up his inside, and Swanton looking on with DRS as well. Could be 3 wide here. It's not giving me the good view. Craggy and now Max, and now Swanton past Smug, who's back down to P4. In behind we've got Joker, Mr. Pickle, and Sloth losing places rapidly. And I'm not sure what happened there to Sloth, but he dropped a few places. Mr. Pickle trying to pursue Joker, who's after TMK. Collins in there as well with Senna. Very difficult place to make overtakes here. Off is the Hammer in the grass. Hammer is off. TMK's picked up a penalty and lost a couple of places. TMK picked up a penalty and lost 2 places there to Joker and Mr. Pickle. Just goes to show one little mistake at the moment can really cost you. Max, fastest lap of the race as he tries to chase down Craggy. They're clear of Swanton, who's clear of Smug, who's now got a whole train behind him. Bracey's in the chat. Good evening, sir. Hammer is into the pit lane as Sainsy makes a move on Skippy. The soft tyre did not quite work for Hammer, and an early stop for him after a trip through the grass.
Close battle at the front.
Very close battle at the front, these two. Very, very good drivers indeed. Craggy and Max. Smug, a terrific start, but couldn't keep pace with these two. And has now got a whole train of cars behind him. Craggy and Max. From Swanton and Smug, it's back how they started. Then it's Senna, Colin, Joker, Mr. Pickle, TMK, all looking for room down the straight with DRS. Hammer And Roddy having a little battle further back. Senna's looking for a move on Smug. Up the inside. Smug keeps the Red Bull there. Senna's going to get round him. Senna into P4. Look at Colin having a look behind. And off goes Smug. Off goes Smug. Smug's off and he's dropped right the way down to 12th. I'm not sure if he had contact from Senna or Colin, but he's going to lose more places. TMK is off. TMK is off. He picked up another penalty and he's broken his front wing and he's off, and we've got a virtual safety car as TMK recovers that car, and he's done so just ahead of Easy Life, who had to give him the place back, or now there's some dawdling as we're not sure who's supposed to overtake. But we have a VSC. Is anybody going to pull the trigger for a pit stop after 5 laps? The answer is yes. Max is in the pits. Max is in. It'll be a long stint to go hard to the end from here, but
It was Colin who had the contact with Smug.
Colin had the contact with Smug. Smug's also in, but no wing change, so he didn't. And in also is TMK, as we saw him struggling with front wing damage. But no front wing change for Smug. I wonder if that was another unhappy accident. As TMK finds, no, Smug's front wing looks intact. But he's now dropped to 16th. Max is... Roddy picks up a drive-through. And Senna, I think, as well. Senna's lost a couple of places to the Aston Martins. And he picked up a penalty as well. It is a drive-through for Senna. Roddy's got a penalty now for speeding in the pit lane, as I struggle to get my words out, which he's now serving his drive-through. We are back racing. Roddy drops to last. The Aston Martins are up to second and third. Third and fourth, sorry. So Senna lost a couple of places and has a drive-through. Smug picked up a penalty. Smug picked up a drive-through as well. Virtual safety car carnage in terms of penalties as Joker takes P3 from his teammate Colin.
Be ace watching Max drive through the pack here.
Smug is in for his drive-through. Bracey's looking forward to seeing Max come through the field. At the moment, Rouge Nico is very close to the back of Sloth. Smug rejoins just ahead of TMK. And Senna off in the background. Who was that? That's King Kong. King Kong's off and he's broken his front wing. Colin also has gone off. And I'm not sure what caused all that. Senna's gone into the pits now to serve his drive-through. Mr. Pickles up to 4th. Syme now 5. With Sainsy up to P6. Skippy, Speedy, then Colin. King Kong crawls into the pit, Sloth, and Rouge Nico cuts the corner, and that's awful from Rouge Nico. He's really made a mess of that. And did he take some of Max's wing with him? No, he didn't. And all kinds of carnage happening here. And Rouge Nico has been disqualified. So I'm really not sure what he did, but he's out. In the pit is Roddy the Kid. TMK making a move on Smug. I think Roddy is a lap down. And Roddy's now disconnected and his car's going backwards. So, really don't know what's happened there. The game has obviously glitched. Roddy's car is now stuck. Meanwhile, Craggy leads Swanton. Easy Life passes Colin there. And up into P11. I think Roddy's car is stuck on the track and not moving. Colin's into the pits. Max has got another victim as he passes Speedy Bullet for P8. Senna trying to make his way back through the field. I'm not sure what... Oh, it was the drive-through, of course, that cost him. Colin in the pits. I think Roddy's car is just going to stay there. I'm not sure if I can invite him back, as I'm not sure if I've got him, but I'll just double check. Nope, sorry Roddy. So, good job Ghosting's on this occasion. So Craggy leads Swanton by 2 seconds. Then it's Joker, Mr. Pickle, Simon, Sainsey. Simon having a good look. Max has already caught and passed Skippy. And like Bracey said, he's making light work of some of these. Next target will be Sainsey. Skippy, Speedy and Sloth in the top 10 from Easy Life. Then Senna. Colin, after pitting, is just ahead of Smug and TMK. Simon making the move on Mr. Pickle. Sainsey trying to follow him through. Simon into P4. Smug making a move on Colin. Sainsey having a look at Mr. Pickle here. Nothing doing. Max now firmly in this battle. Yes, thank you, Mr. Spammer. Into the pits again is Colin. They didn't fix his wing. And now he's going for soft tyres. Max now on the back of the Mr. Pickle. Under pressure, has picked up a penalty. Max going to have to bide his time a little here. And Mr. Pickle into the pit lane, so that's going to help Max's cause a little bit, as he's now going to go for Sainsey, and he gets the move on Sainsey. Pickle will drop down the field behind Senna and Easy Life, but should be ahead of TMK, and is comfortably. Craggy then 3 seconds the lead to Swanton. Roddy has rejoined, but I'm not sure if he'll be able to get back in his car, which is currently stationary. And I'm not sure how many laps down. Not sure what's going to happen to that one. Nico says he's given the race up. I'm assuming meaning Roddy. Thank you to Stacey in the chat for deleting the spam. And now Max has passed Sime and into P4. Skippy's into the pits. Roddy's car doing a little jig in the middle of the road. And Sloth now passing Speedy, is he? They're having a good scrap. The Speedy Bullet stays ahead of Sloth. Easy Life's in the top 10. but he's about to be passed by Senna around the outside. Big skid from Easy Life there on the inside curb, and Senna makes the move. Mr. Pickle rejoined in 11th. Hammer is now in the pits. Colin way down in 17th now after pit stop shenanigans at Aston Martin. TMK's got another penalty. These are starting to add up. I think that's 9 for him now. It is. 50 Gent is past Hammer as Hammer exits the pits. Into the pits now comes Joker from P4. From P3, because now Max takes P3. Sloth is also in the pits. Speedy Bullet now up to 6th. Senna's back up to 7th. Joker rejoins in 8th place, ahead of Easy Life, who's just had a crash. Easy Life with Mr. Pickle. Easy Life and Mr. Pickle coming to blows there. Skippy has now passed Easy Life as a result. TMK is now catching. Sloth rejoined in 14th between Smug and King Kong. And not many battles going on track. This the closest as Easy Life tries to recover from that accident with Mr. Pickle. And TMK trying to make his way back through. Into the pits come the front two. Craggy and Swanton are in. Max takes the lead of the race. Simon is second now. Sainsy is up to 3rd. The hard tyre original runners really looking good at the moment. Craggy rejoins in P4. Speedy Bullet and Senna both in as well. Swanton will rejoin in 5th ahead of Joker. Then it's Mr. Pickle and Skippy. Easy Life and TMK making a move on Easy Life. Smug and Sloth and King Kong all ahead of Senna and Speedy Bullet, who rejoin in 14th and 15th respectively. Max leads. Syme is second. Max has just lapped Hammer by the looks of it. Syme in second, who's got Sainsy clinging to him well. Interested to see how long those two can go on the tyres. Wonder if any of the Blobby Monday crowd are watching this race in terms of potential tyre strategy clues. As of course we're at the same track later on. We've got a nice little battle now behind Smug. Bracey's watching. Joker sets the fastest lap of the race. We've got a nice little train forming behind Smug here with Sloth, Easy Life and King Kong.
Parts are the tyre, but such a risk to put them on first with SC.
Very true. Crispy Flannel, he's watching for tips and he's also getting some laps in. Roddy's car's still there. Sloth getting right close to Smug, trying to go round the outside. King Kong past Easy Life. Sainsy's doing a remarkable job sticking to the back of Syme. Showing great pace to be up where he is. And the hard runners that started are doing remarkably well. Craggy, fastest lap of the race as he now tries to chase these down. Senna making a move past Easy Life. Sloth now getting to Smug, who almost slowed too quickly to get out of that one. And he might have just been DRS teasing, possibly. Interesting. Oh, big spin for Smug, he's off, he's in the wall! Smug into the wall, broken wing. And that will free Sloth and King Kong. Speedy Bullet making a move past Easy Life.
That's a shame, flushed face.
Very unfortunate incident there for Smug, who was well in a good midfield battle. Sainsy getting very close now to the back of Syme. Just admire the beauty of the V-carb livery while we're watching the race. I'm watching Sainsy chase down. We've got a caution in sector 2, and I think that's a Mercedes going slowly. Was there a problem there for 50 Gent, or did he just slow to allow Max to lap him potentially? Caution now in sector 1, virtual safety car. TMK is off again. TMK's gone off again. Smug has decided to pit.
Huge for Max.
Smug, of course. Pit. It is only a virtual. Max is in. It's not a full safety car. TMK's got another penalty. Smug 50 and Roddy. Well, not Roddy, but Smug and 50 are in the pits. And the front three are all in the pits. Syme, Sainsy. But where's Craggy going to come out?
Behind Craggy on fresh boots.
Craggy leads. Max in second. Swanton retakes third. Joker will retake fourth. Sainsy has somehow jumped Syme in the pit stops. Excellent work from the V-carb crew. That's P5, and Syme's got a drive through. Syme's got a drive through. That's very strange. TMK's in the pit. Syme picked up a drive through, but he was coming out of the pits. That's hugely unfortunate for the Mercedes. TMK is out. Out of the race is TMK. He's had enough. And he is just the third one to be out of the race. Mr. Pickle has got another penalty. Mr. Pickle somehow got ahead of Syme as well as Sainsy, but Syme now heads to the pits to serve the drive-through. Got yellow flag in sector 1, which I'm not sure what that was for. Everybody seems to be through there okay. As the next one to be lapped will be Hammer. Senna making a move on King Kong. And Syme exits the pits right into the middle of it. Senna and King Kong both ahead now of Syme. Colin into the pits again. It's not been his day. Had some really good pace, that's some really dreadful luck in the last couple of races. Joker now trying to pursue Swanton for P3 and a podium. Sainzy's having a terrific race. He's chased by Mr. Pickle. Max fastest lap of the race, trying to chase down Craggy now. Crispy Flannel's been attacked by a massive moth, but that doesn't happen during the race. Syme in behind King Kong. And Syme going to make the move back up into P10. Joker getting closer to the back of Swanton now. Another yellow, and who's off now? Smug again! Smug again is off! And reversing out of the way. Smug's off once again. Max sets the fastest lap of the race. He is closing, and closing quickly to Craggy. Smug will have to once again crawl it back into the pits. Joker trying his best to get to Swanton, but overtaking is not easy on this track. Senna's close behind Sloth, but does have a penalty. Speedy Bullet passing his teammate King Kong. Hammer picks up a penalty. The gap at the front is down to just over a second. There is a back marker in behind. That's actually Colin in between them. But the back markers do ghost here, so that might just help Max with some DRS though. Indeed, it does. Colin actually unlaps with the DRS. Caution in sector 1. Was that for Easy Life maybe going off? Colin at the moment managing to stay ahead of the leaders in terms of not being lapped. Max is now right on the tail of Craggy. And this could be the battle for the victory today. Max on fresher rubber. Craggy on the hard tyre. And Bracey called it. He said the VSC would be Craggy, I think, just managing this at the moment and getting DRS sitting behind Colin to defend with, which is very, very good strategy. Just stay behind Colin and get DRS off him. Well, that's a very, very good defensive strategy. Roddy's left again, having not been able to get back in his car, which is still doing a jig in sector 1.
Max here needs to get out in front. Craggy could have better tyres at the end.
Certainly. Max could burn these mediums out with still 10 laps to go. as long as Colin's there, that's quite a reasonable strategy. Next up the road is, I think, Smug, who's another lap down. Smug now just in front of Colin. So Colin's going to lap Smug, as are the others. Oh, Sainzy's been disconnected. And he's running so well in P5, I'm going to try and get him back in. Sorry folks, I will try and get Sainsy back in. I haven't got him on my list. He's not here. Oh dear. If anyone's watching and can get Sainsy back in, please try, as he's having a great race. Senna and Sloss side by side, and Senna makes the move into P8. Sainzy's ghosted and Mr. Pickle's now closing in on him. It's so unfortunate that the DC is going to cost him. As Pickle now takes P5. 50 Gent with a penalty. Back to the leaders, as they've now lapped Colin. So Craggy could manage that for a little while for some DRS, but now Max is going to have DRS next time and Craggy is not, as they've cleared Smug and Colin. And the next back marker up the road is Easy Life, who's a little way away. Joker getting very close to the back of Swanton as well in the battle for the podium. Max is sticking to Craggy like a moth to a flame, says Crispy Flannel. But he can't find a way by him just yet, and that is the crucial thing. Is it going to be this time down the straight with DRS? DRS opens. Is he going to be able to get near enough? 2 seconds off his fastest lap. Are his tyres going off? As Bracey said, Sainsy is back in and has only lost a couple of places if he can get back in his car. Skippy now up to P6. He's having a great drive as well. And now Sainsy into the pits. So maybe he couldn't get back in his car, as I'm sure that wasn't a scheduled stop. And that's very unfortunate, because that's going to drop him right out of the top 10. And then they've put used hards back on him. So it's a disaster for Sainsy. That's a real shame. I'd have said he was possibly up for driver of the day, and it's all gone wrong for Sainsy. Max, this time he's close enough, surely. This time he's close enough, surely with DRS he's going to get him. He's surely going to make the move now. Which way does he go? He goes outside. Craggy runs him wide. Switch back for Max. Side by side. Craggy defends. And Craggy holds the place. Just. Excellent racing between the two of them. Elbows out. Craggy defends. But he's got another 7 or 8 laps to do so. But Max's tyre's going to burn out.
Fire.
Superb racing from the two of them. as they now approach Easy Life to lap him. And if Easy Life wants to help his teammate, he wants to get out of the way before Craggy can get any DRS off of him. But then Colin, of course, is also catching Easy Life, and that is for track position, where Easy Life is currently in P13, but he does get out of the way before the DRS. And Colin's going to pass him as well. So a bit of self-sacrifice there to stop Craggy getting the DRS, and Max. Big lock up for Max. Got more DRS now though. Is he going to go for the inside this time? No. Yellow in sector 3. Could be a slow moving Red Bull. Could that be Smug again? Yes, it is Smug. I think maybe he's just getting out of the way for lapping cars. Craggy and Max continue. And now a Mercedes going slowly. Is that Syme? It is Syme. Syme's had a crash and crawls into the pit lane. Smug's going for softs for the fastest lap attempt. Colin's back in amongst Craggy and Max now, which could assist Craggy once again with DRS. Joker still can't find a way past Swanton. They're having a great battle as well. And now more DRS for Joker. But can't get the move. Easy Life pulls out of the way of those two. Smugs picks up a penalty. Hammer is into the pits again. Currently in 16th. A free pit stop for him. Syme on soft tyres now catching Colin. And of course the battle between the leaders. Not often you see Syme a lap down, as Craggy again laps Colin.
The leaders have.
Does that show up on the telemetry? There we go. Max has got plenty. Craggy's got plenty. They've both got plenty. Max has got the lead. Or has he? He had the lead, but he didn't have it for long. Syme and Colin are right in there as well, which is really confusing matters. And Joker finally makes the move on Swanton. Syme passes Colin in that battle. Swanton going around the inside, trying to keep the place. Joker gets it done. Joker for P3, but Swanton won't leave him alone. Joker takes P3. Max seems to have been held up by Syme and Colin's involvement here, possibly. Even though they're ghosting, it does put you right off. Syme showing that he's got the pace as he keeps with Craggy now. But could Craggy have weathered the storm and be now on for the victory? Could Joker have secured a second podium in a row? Swanton will have something to say about that as he has DRS. Swanton with DRS goes around the outside. Joker parks it on the apex. Swanton keeps it on the track. Side by side down to the next corner. Swanson on the inside, Joker on the outside. Joker holds it round the outside, which becomes the inside. Lovely move. Smug decided to get right out of the way as a few came by to lap him. But there's definitely a gap now between Craggy and Max. Joker defending as Smug just gets out of the way again. Smug, the model citizen backmarker today. Unfortunate as he led through the first lap. A couple of accidents later, and he's a couple of laps down at least. Swanson with DRS. Max now has no DRS, so we will stay with this battle for third, as it looks as if Craggy again managing by taking DRS from Syme is going to be out. Is Hammer? Hammer is out, and is that going to be a late safety car? No, it's waved yellows at the moment. Senna passing his teammate Skippy for P6. And Hammer, who was doing a lot better than last week, has ended with a DNF just a couple of laps from home. Craggy extends the gap now. And he's still got some ERS.
He was brilliant in defence. If he gets this win, 1000% deserved.
Again, cleverly just staying behind the back marker in front of him to take the DRS. Swanson going for it. 2 laps to go. Is he going to make the move on Joker this time? He goes to the outside. He goes to try and go around the outside. Joker went a bit deep. Wheel to wheel. Swanson on the inside. Joker again. Just going to run it round the outside, which becomes the inside. He's run onto the grass. Joker onto the grass, and Swanson takes the place. Swanson retakes P3. 50 Gent into the pits. Free pit stop for him, I'm assuming. For some soft tyres and a fastest lap attempt. No idea who's on what lap, to be honest, some of them. But we stay with this battle as Max has now fallen away from Craggy, who has now lapped Syme. And Craggy will begin the final lap, knowing, I think, that the hard work is done and he's just got to keep it sensible for the final lap. Max will have to settle for second. Swanson and Joker will fight this third place throughout the final lap. Swanson. Is Joker going to get a switchback? Joker, who spent so long behind Swanson, got the move, but then just went wide on the grass here on the penultimate lap. We'll take a quick look at penalties. Good evening, Adkins, in the chat. As Mr. Pickle has 6 seconds, but that's not going to affect him. Senna has 3, and he's trying to get 3 away from Skippy, his teammate. And Sloth Speedy Bullet has 3 seconds, which won't affect him. And then the others are outside of the top 10. Colin trying to stay within 3 of Syme, but I don't think he will. We will stay with Joker and Swanson here. With a quick interlude to go to Craggy as he crosses the line to win in Hungary. Craggy wins. Maxwell comes home for second. It's Swanson and Joker round in the last corner. Drag race to the line, but Swanton takes P3 from Joker. Mr. Pickle will come home in P5.
GGS guys, enjoyed that vlog.
Another win in the Pro-Am for Joker.
GG.
Mr. Pickle comes home for P6. Senna will be next and has stretched out 3 seconds from Skippy. So Senna does get P6 ahead of Skippy in P7. Sloth comes home in P8 from Speedy Bullet in P9. King Kong comes home in P10. And the desperately unlucky Sainsy.
Well done, Craggy, Max and Swanton.
The desperately unlucky Sainsy comes home in P11. Everyone else was at least 1 lap down from Syme in P12. And guess what? We're going to do it all again very shortly. Skippy, the driver of the day, according to the game. We are going to do it all again. It's got dark all of a sudden. I should turn the light on. Really unfortunate for Sainsy in the end there to drop out of the top 10. Craggy takes the top step. Max has to settle for second and the fastest lap. Swanton on the podium ahead of Joker. What a battle they had. Mr. Pickle in P5 ahead of the Williams pairing of Senna and Skippy. Sloth in P8 and then the Alpine Speedy Bullet from 17th on the grid, P9. And King Kong in P10. Sainsy desperately unlucky in 11th. Syme in 12 from Colin. Both of them had their pit stop worries and ended a lap down. Easy Life in P14 from 50 Gent, who also had some pit stop problems. 4 stops for him. Smug, who was in the wars, 3 laps down in P16. Then it was Hammer, TMK, Roddy and Rouge Nico, your DNFs. That is going to be it for now. Let me look at the time because I'm not wearing my watch. 9:20. I will be back in about 40 minutes time, back in Hungary, where it is reverse grid sprint, followed by the same distance, 50%, 35 laps. So join me then, and then I'll be back after that, looking probably a bit sunburned, next Monday, where we have another DRS and Blobby Monday doubleheader, 8 PM and 10 PM. Join me in 40 minutes or so for Blobby Mondays back in Hungary. Thanks for now. Good night.